What's good, YouTube? My name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, back at it again with another insurance video. And this is KennyJTV. Less than 50% of people pass the insurance state exam the first time. Let that sink in. Less than 50% of people pass the insurance state exam the first time. I was doing my research and I was like, that is insane. The tests are hard. They're meant to confuse you. But I am here today to give you tips and tools in order to pass the state exam and be successful in your insurance career. Rule number 1, always allot yourself enough time to study. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. This is not like undergrad where you can memorize and cram the day before and go in there and ace that test. This is not what this is. This is very serious and important information about your career that you should take serious. So allot yourself enough time. Realistically, if you are working a full-time job and you're trying to obtain your license, I would say within a week and a half to 2 weeks is a good time frame to set aside to study. Rule number 2. Flashcards, flashcards, flashcards. So flashcards were literally my best friend when I was studying for these exams. Like, I don't know what it is about flashcards, but being able to test my knowledge and then flip it was amazing. So whenever I saw things that I thought were very important to the exam, I always wrote it down. And literally for every chapter of each license, I have a thick stack of flashcards. You can pull them out whenever, when you're studying, if you're waiting in the doctor's office, just pull those flashcards out. Another tool I would say if you're more of an electronic learner would be Quizlet, which is the online version of flashcards. So the next rule is definitely conditional to how you got your pre-licensure certificate. So whether you did it in person or whether you did it online on a program, which I will talk about in another video, what is the best program for your pre-licensure? But I know for most online pre-licensures, they do have this. So rule number 3, take all of the practice exams that you can take. So one thing that is very important is you can literally study the concepts, you can literally study the terms, and if you never look at a practice question, you will not pass that test. It's like it almost trains your brain to think in a way that you have never thought before, which kind of goes into the next rule. Rule 4 is you have to grasp the concept. You can learn the definitions all day, like I've said before. You can learn the terms all day, but if you don't know how to convert that and answer that into a question, then honestly, it's not going to be good for you. So basically, a lot of questions on the state exam are more conditional questions. Molly went to the store, she rear-ended Billy's car and drove off. Who is covering Billy's car? That's the kind of questions that you'll see on the exam rather than saying, what is uninsured motorist or what is underinsured motorist? You're gonna see more of those conditional questions on the test. You would definitely have questions on there that are literally saying, what is apparel or what is that or define that. But most questions are conditional because most of the time they do know that you know the basic information of insurance because that is the easiest. But when you actually get into the industry, you need to know what policy goes with what or what coverage do you need to put on this policy in order to best suit the consumer. Rule number 5 is definitely my favorite rule. Take breaks. That is very important for you and your brain. You don't want to overcrowd your brain and cramp your brain up with all this information at once. So usually what I did, I would study for an hour and then take a break for about 15 to 20 minutes to let my brain breathe and take in that information because it needs time to process all of this information that you're getting at once. You don't want to get to the point where you're reading and you're just like, what did I just read? That is the worst because you want to sit here and you want to maximize your time. You don't want to spend 3 hours on the same chapter because you're reading and you don't really understand what you're reading. Rule number 6, if you have any questions that aren't really getting answered through the program or through whoever, always reach out to a licensed agent. We're always more than happy to help. When I took my test, I actually reached out to an agency that I'm working for now. Before I even got the job, I reached out to them and said, I have a question about a certain policy. Can you explain it to me a little better? Drop a comment below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys and answer any questions that you have about the insurance industry, questions in regards to the test, or just about different coverages or policies that we offer. Rule number 7 is definitely an important rule. It's honestly up there with take breaks, honestly. If you do not pass the first time, it is okay. The percentage rate for passing the first time is below 50%. To be completely transparent with y'all, I didn't pass some of my licensures the first time. It's not easy, it's okay. You just gotta dust yourself off and get back in there, which goes right into rule 8. If you feel like you're not doing well on the test and there's some concepts or some things that you don't understand, try to remember those things so you can go back and review. So let's say you are so confused on homeowners insurance and you understand that. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna ask that question either the same way or in another way on the next test that you take. Because like I said, long as you understand the concept, you can answer any question pertaining to that topic. Now don't go in there and try to memorize every question because 1, you won't finish the test in time, and 2, it's nearly impossible unless you have some type of crazy photographic memory. And I will say, just for a side note, it's so much material, so don't get overwhelmed once you start studying. Some stuff on the test is literally common sense. You just have to think, breathe, and just take your time with each question, because a lot of times the wording will trip you up. People will skip over important words like what is not a part of this coverage instead of what is a part of this coverage. So just take your time, breathe, get a good night's rest before the test, get a good meal before, and don't stress it. Don't try to cram before the test either. Don't try to study before the test. And don't doubt yourself, because I guarantee you know more than what you think you know. And those are my tips on passing the insurance state exam. If you have any questions about anything that I covered or anything that I didn't cover, drop that thing down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and always subscribe and hit that bell for my latest notifications when I drop my video every week. Every week I'm dropping a video. Again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, and this is KennyJTV.